We got Caitlin, we got Paige, we got Juju. Who do you think will shine the brightest?
Well, that's exactly why I'm not picking Caitlin Clark.
Matt, that girl Juju, she is...
Hey everyone! Welcome back to our YouTube channel, where we dive deep into the hottest topics in sports, culture, and everything in between. Today we're talking hoops, specifically women's basketball, and the two names lighting up the conversation, Caitlin Clark and Juju Watkins. Alongside them, we've got Paige Buchers in the mix, but the spotlight's really on Clark and Watkins right now. The question buzzing around is simple. Who's going to shine the brightest? Who's the real supernova in this galaxy of talent? Buckle up, because we're about to unpack this with stats, stories, and a little bit of fire. Let's start with Caitlin Clark. If you've been following women's basketball, or even if you haven't because her name's that loud, you know she's not just a player. She's a phenomenon.
It's the real deal.
Juju Watkins ain't the same as Caitlin Clark. Playing in Los Angeles at USC is not the...
Picture this, a kid from Iowa, a state where cornfields outnumber skyscrapers, steps onto the court and turns a sleepy college program into a national obsession. That's Caitlin Clark. She didn't just play basketball at Iowa, she built an empire. Fans packed arenas in the middle of nowhere, turning Carver Hawkeye into a pilgrimage site. Her home state rallied around her like she was their own personal superhero, and honestly, can you blame them? She was dropping 30-foot bombs like it was nothing, rewriting record books and making the Hawkeyes must-see TV. Now, contrast that with Juju Watkins. She's out in Los Angeles playing for USC, a city where the lights are bright and the distractions are endless. LA's a tough stage. Hollywood, beaches, traffic jams. It's not exactly the kind of place where you can quietly build a following like Clark did in Iowa. Juju's got game, no doubt about it. She's a baller, a scorer, a highlight waiting to happen. But here's the thing, playing in LA isn't the same as dominating in Iowa. Clark had the perfect storm, a small pond where she could be the biggest fish. Watkins? She's swimming in an ocean, competing with a million other currents. It's not a knock on her talent, it's just a different reality. So who's shining brighter?
Same as playing at Iowa. Well, Caitlin Clark was in Iowa, in the middle of nowhere. So she built a huge following right there in the state of...
On our YouTube channel, we don't just go with gut feelings. We dig into the numbers, the vibes, and the truth. And right now, the data's telling a story that's hard to ignore. Caitlin Clark isn't just outshining Juju Watkins, she's operating in a different stratosphere. Think of it like this. Clark's a comet streaking across the sky, leaving a trail of fire everyone can see, while Watkins is a star, bright, promising, but still finding her orbit. The mainstream sports media keeps trying to stir up a rivalry, like they're scripting a blockbuster movie, Caitlin versus Juju, the showdown. But when you peel back the hype and look at the cold, hard facts, it's not even a close contest yet. Let's talk numbers because they don't lie. Last year, women's college basketball was riding a wave, and Caitlin Clark was the one holding the surfboard. ESPN's own stats show that viewership for the first round of the 2024 NCAA tournament averaged 469,000 viewers, boosted by a jaw-dropping 2 million people tuning in to watch Clark and Iowa dismantle Holy Cross 91-65. Fast forward to this year, without Clark in the college game, and the first 2 days of the tournament averaged just 257,000 viewers. Do the math, that's a 22% drop. Attendance? Down 30% from the record-breaking highs of the past 2 years when Clark was leading Iowa to back-to-back Final Fours. The arenas were electric then, now they're half empty. Coincidence? Nah. That's the Caitlin Clark effect, or the lack of it. Meanwhile, Juju Watkins is out there balling, no question. She's averaging 27 points a game, which is nothing to sneeze at. She's got that Kobe-esque flair, driving to the rim, pulling up for mid-range jumpers, making defenders look silly. But here's where the story shifts. Efficiency.
Exposed again. Ratings down 22%. Attendance down 30%. No Caitlin Clark effect, no dice.
And Juju is a bigger baller.
Watkins is shooting just over 30% from three-point range, while Clark was hovering near 40% in college, even with defenses keying in on her from half court. Clark wasn't just chucking shots. She was draining them with a sniper's precision, stretching the floor like a female Steph Curry. Watkins? She's still figuring out how to turn volume into value. High usage is great, but if the shots aren't falling, it's just noise, not music. And it's not just about scoring. Clark was an offensive maestro. Think of her as the conductor of a symphony, dishing out over 8 assists per game in college. She could read defenses like a book, anticipate plays before they happened, and drop dimes that turned teammates into highlight machines. Watkins? She's barely cracking 2 assists a game. That's not a dig, it's a fact. She's a scorer, not a creator. Clark could dominate a game even if her shot wasn't falling, because she had that next-level vision. Watkins fades when the jumper's off. It's not a complete game yet, it's a work in progress. Now let's flip the script to the WNBA, where Clark's taken her talents. Her debut with the Indiana Fever, over 17,000 fans.
Then Caitlin Clark.
They will regret that they took Caitlin Clark #1.
It's not racism that's keeping everybody in Los Angeles away from Juju Watkins.
Compare that to Watkins, still in college at USC. Her games, rows of empty seats. The energy's there if you're a diehard Trojans fan, but it's not translating to packed houses or national frenzy. The media keeps pushing the narrative that she's the next big thing. But if that's true, why aren't people showing up? Why aren't the ratings spiking? Clark's games are events. People plan their nights around them. Watkins's games are just games. The hype doesn't match the reality, and that's the disconnect we're seeing. On our YouTube channel, we've been tracking this for a while. Last year, we couldn't stop talking about Clark, her 30-point triple-doubles, her logo threes, her swagger. She had fans crying in the stands, signing jerseys, calling it the best day ever. One kid even told us, "I love watching her score. Everything about her is electric." That's not just fandom, that's a movement. Clark's connection with people is special. She carried that Iowa fan base straight into the WNBA, and now the Indiana Fever are the hottest ticket in the league. It's not just good for the Fever, it's lifting the entire WNBA. Watkins, though. Her momentum feels like it's coming from press rooms, not bleachers. The media's trying to build her up as Clark's rival, but it's like they're forcing a square peg into a round hole. Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp have both said we should be talking about Juju the way we talked about Caitlin last year. She's the real deal, they say. She's going to be bigger than Clark. Okay, cool. Show us the receipts. If she's on that level, where's the sold-out crowds? Where's the viral buzz? Where's the 18? 7 million viewers like Clark pulled for the NCAA championship game. The most watched women's basketball game ever? It's not there. Not yet.
Have to dominate at home.
Caitlin is a supernova, and Juju probably is a better player.
Support Juju the way y'all supported Caitlin Clark. If you don't, you're racist.
And let's not sugarcoat it. The numbers don't lie. Clark's a generational talent. She shattered the NCAA scoring record. Over 3,900 career points, averaging nearly 32 a game in her final year. She didn't just score. She did it with style, efficiency, and a range that had defenders scrambling the second she crossed half court. Watkins was 54 points shy of breaking Kelsey Mitchell's record for most points in a player's first 2 Division I seasons, which is impressive. She even outscored Clark through 2 years.
To be crazier than year 1.
I love watching her score and just everything about her.
They went the extra mile just to watch her play here.
This is great news for women's basketball, period.
But Clark's career record isn't just about 2 seasons. It's the whole package. She's not just a scorer, she's a game changer. Here's where it gets messy, though. Some folks are crying foul, saying the gap between Clark and Watkins is about race. Support Juju the way you supported Caitlin, or you're racist, they argue. Hold up, let's pump the brakes. LA's not staying away from USC games because of Watkins' skin color. This is the same city that worshipped Kobe Bryant and Magic Johnson, legends who packed the house night after night. It's not about race, it's about impact. Clark's a supernova because she's delivering results, ticket sales, viewership, cultural shifts. Watkins isn't there yet, and that's not a conspiracy, it's just reality. On our YouTube channel, we've seen the comments, "Juju's a better athlete than Clark. She's the future." Okay, let's break it down. Watkins is a beast, athletic, tough, physical. She's got that Mamba mentality, floating and flying to the rim. But Clark? She's the female Steph Curry, range, vision, and a killer instinct that transcends stats. Watkins might be a better pure athlete, but Clark's the better basketball player right now. Stats back it up. Higher efficiency, more assists, bigger impact. If you're saying Juju's better, show us the data. Don't just yell it into the void. Then there's the injury. Juju Watkins tore her ACL in a win over Mississippi State, cutting her sophomore season short. It was gut-wrenching, watching her go down, seeing her in pain. She's a hooper through and through, and losing her hurts the game. Clark stepped up with a classy statement, sending all my thoughts and prayers to Juju. Kid will come back stronger than ever. Over 1.
She just brings so much passion to the game, and look at all these people that just want to come and see her.
It is no secret that the Indiana Fever are the most popular team in the WNBA. It is
2 million people saw that post, and yet some still twisted it into drama, trying to paint Clark as the villain. Come on, people, let's not turn a tragedy into a soap opera. Watkins is special, but her injury doesn't change the gap between her and Clark's current dominance. Clark's been through the fire, media pressure, booing crowds, insane expectations, and she's thrived. She carried Iowa on her back, smiling as she dropped 35 points on hostile courts. Watkins hasn't faced that yet. She's talented, but she hasn't had to shoulder a program under a national microscope. Clark's greatness wasn't handed to her. She earned it game after game. Watkins is being positioned as the heir before she's proven it, and that's not her fault. It's the media's desperation to keep the rivalry narrative alive. Let's talk economics, because this is where Clark's effect really shines. She's not just breaking records, she's breaking bank. Ticket sales for her WNBA games are through the roof, scalpers.